Nothing to offer. Back again. Nothing to offer streams. We're doing Eiyuden Chronicles today again. This is part, what, 6? Yes, 6. The spiritual successor to Suikoden. The so far we've declared war with the evil empire, and now we're trying to get into the some house. So I did a little bit of reading, which forgive me, but basically I have to pick up a character that can do teleportation so we can get fast travel, which I seem to have missed, and they're actually the key to the next part anyway. So, and I might have enacted a bug with the game, so whoop-de-whoop. All right, let's go. So here, oh, not here. Where the hell did I leave myself? So going back to the city, we need to pick up the character that can teleport so we can get fast travel, but they can also teleport. They teleport in the next part anyway. So most of yesterday afternoon was just grinding. I was feeling around to see what I needed to do. Late stage stream brain though, left me kind of lost a little bit. But yeah, today we're going to pick up this lady. We're going to go back to the castle. We're going to build the castle out a little bit. Where we haven't. We've done a lot of the castle already.
Got something for you.
So apparently, and I've listened to the stream. Apparently, their voices for the voiceover is like really loud compared to the rest of the game. I sort of play it muted because I like, well,
not a hair out of place.
I'm trying to be respectful of the people around me and not blast my video games real loud. I make it a little louder in stream so the if you're interested, you can hear it. But like something about the sound levels is just off. It's like the music is one thing, and then the freaking characters will talk, and it's just like the characters talk. All right, we're supposed to find. I must have just not gone down the right path or something, because because I'm missing a character here. I'm missing the character that can do teleportation. Which it's supposed to like, there's supposed to be like a... Can I do the teleportation now? No. I need to get to this castle. I'm worried there's something I did that like messed up. Yeah, like I don't have her in the party. It's supposed to be that girl that can like teleport. They were talking about teleportation yesterday. I just gotta find her, I guess. Oh, here we go.
All right, fine. Say it. I know you saw.
So you admit it?
I will never let this down.
It's okay. I'm not going to tell anyone.
Darn right you won't. Well, you've seen what you've seen, and there's no taking it back. Therefore, I must keep you under surveillance and ensure the secret is kept.
Surveillance?
That's right. And know this. No matter what, there is no... My hawk, of course. You do have a... What's it called? A map, yes? Oh, and... If I'm not around, this ring will achieve more or less the same thing. Don't misplace it. Now I'll be able to keep an eye on him.
Teleportation, huh? I wonder if it would help us cross that place we got stuck.
Yeah, so I needed to just do like activate that. I think maybe I didn't even come out here. So now I think what I want to do is teleport back to the castle. Where is the castle?
I'm a teleportation professional.
Yee. Fast travel. Yee. Finally. Where's this?
Is this the right...
Ooh.
I'm a teleportation professional.
She's gonna say that every time. Wait.
Is this the right...
Is this right? No. Oh, I missed this. Probably not even worth anything.
Oh, we shouldn't pick on weaklings. It doesn't even count as exercise.
Yeah. It's almost like, well, Games like this, I feel like they should, when you're lower level, it's fine to have random encounters, but like when you're a high level and the random encounters are low level. Where the hell am I going?
All good, guys.
Like if you were high level, wouldn't the enemies run away from you really? And then, so like no more encounters? I don't know why I came here. I should have just...
Yes, the fight.
Any last words?
Yes. Die.
That was a breeze.
Look at him squirm.
I wanted to get lumber, so at least I'm getting lumber. I came to the wrong place, though.
Where's the challenge? Yeah.
The rabbits hadn't upgraded their tactics yet. They're not riding on the back of bears.
Oh, very well.
All right. One perfect tup.
Swoosh.
I'll take you anywhere you want to go. See you next time.
And then I'm supposed to upgrade the tower or the castle a little bit, so let's do that.
Can I help you, perhaps?
He's my favorite. I wish he was like a fighter.
Superb, no?
Oh, what a charming space we've made.
Well, that's it. I'm about to upgrade a level 2, but... Oh, I found this guy. He didn't join me yet, though. I haven't found this person, and they haven't joined me. You know, I think the interface for this is pretty informative using, like, not, you know, like little cues. And that's the best way. That's the best kind of interface. It's just like, there's like little cues that kind of determine all the different things about the game. And they show it to you without you working too hard to understand. That's good design.
Oh.
I think that's all I need to do here.
I have things to do.
She needs to get in the party, so she's going to be a support character now.
Shout if you need me. I'll be right there.
Come back alive.
Need to go somewhere? I have literally never failed at this. Not once. Perfect. As usual.
Let's see what level she's at. So we'll go in here with it. I just want her to be leveled up. Yeah. Let's just do some grinding. Yeah. So there's a bug with a lady that you talk to that I have talked to, not knowing any better. And apparently it's bugged. Like, I'll never be able to pick her up now. We'll see. They say they patched it, but like this being Xbox Game Pass, and just Xbox in general, who the hell knows?
Lady Victory blesses your fight.
Who knows? What is she doing?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Take
She have Ease Earth. Yeah, it's not bad. Oh, these dudes are getting a little OP here. I'm going to rearrange.
So
To be fair, I like this configuration. I think the only thing is the support characters. I could, you know, they're not the support characters, the backline characters. I could change out, I guess. I'm not feeling a lot of like love for the way the magic is. Like, you know, magic is cool when it's like so OP that it's just like the whole screen turns into a big fireball, and then like, you know, demons from hell come up through the cracks in the ground, and then like, you know, balls of light shoot down from the heavens. And like,
You go then.
you know, it's like, you know, it
Lady
just looks OP.
Victory blesses your fight. Thank you.
So far, it's all just low-level magic, which has been, you know, that's when these games kind of become like cooler. Is like when you get like this high-level magic that makes the whole screen turn into like lava and crap like that. You know, old gods appear and slash their sword from atop their horses.
That was a breeze.
I guess we can just go in here. I think what I'm getting at is that like none of the magic users feel unique. They all just feel like, I mean, first off, I guess you could just slap magic using on anyone, which is fine. I like that. I like the custom, you know, like I can make, you know, you can do stuff with that. I'm fine with that. I think the thing is the magic that they're throwing is just like yawn. Oh, a little cheesy beam of light. Yawn. I want that shit to like melt people's brains, you know. Old gods resurrected from the ashes. and used
You want me to use my rune lens
like inflame
yeah,
or like dice and, you know, just like all kinds of really kind of
Distance,
violent
nominal.
actions,
Direction?
I guess.
Oh,
Not that I
Carrie.
like violence, it's an RPG.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what you're supposed to be doing, is
I
fight.
have never made a single mistake in my
You
entire
walk around with
existence.
random
for I am
encounters, you fight them.
perfect.
You don't make friends. See? You should be able to make friends
Yes, ma'am.
with the people in the game, in the creatures,
You're not.
instead of fighting.
But he just said,
Become friends.
okay, I'll be quiet.
Yes, friend.
Now gather around.
We don't have to fight.
You've got this, Carrie.
It's funny thing is, if you did that with every enemy in the
should
game, you'd be so
probably
underleveled by the end.
One moment.
I'm sure that there are enemies that you need to not be underleveled for. So that was the trick. You just had to unlock her character, and then you could fast travel. Honestly, all that running around I did yesterday, and I didn't unlock her character.
Well,
it was just as simple as that. I just made a big old mistake, kind of, or just like a lapse of like.
Oh.
No, that's okay.
I just didn't walk down the damn path that I needed to walk down.
Oh, nothing.
And it locked me up. Like 17 servings of beans on a Saturday. Oh. They weren't cooked all the way.
Interesting.
Yeah. Got something for you.
Take this.
We go. Let's get yes. So long. That doesn't even count as exercise.
Like, how does this guy live out here? Is he the baddie? I mean, it's cool looking house. Like, I would like to live in this house here. That'd be cool. As long as the internet was good. If the internet was bad, then no. No. Even if it was just slow. And, you know, if she's going to teleport you around, why don't you just teleport right to the front door? Like, what is all this, like, running around? Just teleport me right there. I mean, Doesn't walking become sort of a unnecessary thing if you could just teleport? So recently I've learned I have to play Sudoku too, because it's apparently a masterpiece, and it is, you know, I like this game, so I probably would like Sudoku, I guess. I'd have to tell you what, I'm kind of like seeing the, you know, this version of it. I got an idea to do a RPG retrospective kind of thing. Blast from the past, 20 by 20, 20 by 5. My problem is I probably wouldn't get through that without getting some game's gonna like catch my fancy and I'm gonna end up like playing it. Oh, cat. El gato. El gato. I wish you could talk to the cat. Why can't you talk to the cat?
Win for me, won't you?
Oh, this is gonna be a fun one.
Yes.
Oh.
Son of a... Let me at it.
Like so.
Sword.
You know what is kind of unrealistic about these RPGs in general is that you have like a species, like the ghost, whatever this ghost is, right? But every species in real life has they have variations. Like if you go bird watching, it's just like when you're trying to identify a bird, and this is going to sound real nerdy, but just hear me out. When you go to identify a bird,
Thank you.
there's like it's like a set of properties that make this bird the way they are. Oh crap, I'm like out of stuff. Is that nothing? Item drop rate. Who doesn't have a thing? Oh, you're perfect. Yes. $50 MP. Who should have this? Topaz. Yeah, you get that. What the heck?
Remember, Carrie? Perfection.
Bullseye! Yeah. Let's see you catch these!
Oh, I didn't even get it. Because Mia's slow. Oh well. Let me give her the ring of speed. What the heck? Why can't I go over? There. Oh, I see. I need to push that other barrel. I see. They're getting trickier and trickier. I wonder if at the end of this game, some of these dungeons are going to actually be very like challenging, like annoyingly challenging. I'm all for it. Let's do it. Let's get me to the point where I'm pissed off. You know. Let's get me to the point where I just think I can't do it.
Well,
Oh, this battle is just.
Yes.
Whoa. Got something for you.
Like so.
Oh, I like that. She makes a potted plant appear out of nowhere.
There we go. Pull it together.
Thank you.
Somehow, oh, I guess that their moves got canceled because they got moved into the front row. That's good.
Like so.
That's very like you know what's funny? That was a really like an awesome move in the beginning,
victory.
but now it's just like eh. I'd like to say that, you know, having a conversation recently about like really good RPGs and RPGs that are sort of so.
Lady Victory blesses your fight. Thank you. Oh yeah, they didn't cancel their move. I don't understand why they get their moves canceled that one time.
There we go.
Let me at it.
Son.
Farewell.
Phew, easy.
Oh,
Good enough to
good.
deserve this.
It's a subtle thing, what makes an RPG good versus kind of just a generic RPG. You know, in this game, I guess, you know, the worst criticism you can really say about it is that it's generic. And it is a little generic. Sure. Fair assessment is the way I put it yesterday, but it is not bad. I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's like a complex thing. It's not like these
Remember,
dungeons aren't
Curie?
just giving it to me. That's one of the biggest things you'll notice about bad RPGs is this like. Actually, a really good example of this is just in the baseline. I know I bring it up all the time, all these Final Fantasy games, but Final Fantasy 3, the job system is really good, right? And that is like the one kind of shiny,
Got something
you know,
for you.
part of that game. But the way the story unfolds is you basically just go to these different buildings and you run through kind of generic. They're not all generic. There's a couple like decent ones, but most of them are just go here, fight these enemies.
That was a breeze.
You know, there's a couple tricks about Mini in the beginning game, which is interesting. But again, I guess you're ready for it if you've played those games before. I'm gonna teleport back to town. I don't know if teleportation in this game is like a good thing or a bad thing. Can't teleport. Fine, I'll just go on with it. And, you know, to me, that's what makes like a generic RPG. It's just like, yeah, you know, the person I was having that conversation with mentioned you're just following this guy around and you don't really have a real understanding of what you're doing. That's exactly like a bad RPG. It's just you're just
what do you
going to
make
one
of that?
place, you're doing fighting. There's not a whole lot like, you know, interesting. I guess Final Fantasy 3, every Final Fantasy game isn't really in this category. I'm just using 3 as an example. 5 is kind of like this too. Although 5 has that job class system too, which makes it good, but also some of that story is just really forgettable. I've played it a couple times and I just couldn't tell you, you know, what's going on. I might do it on stream one day
It doesn't
with the
seem to be
remasters,
hostile.
the Pixel Perfect remaster. That won't be I'll be doing that just for documentation purposes. That's not a matter of love for that game per se. Those 5 and 3. Like I said, the job class almost makes up for it. Uh-oh. What'd it be? Dish. Oh, crap. Good thing I saved.
You said it. Well, clearly I was mistaken, guys.
Let's hunt.
What is the gimmick? Oh. I see.
Yes.
Hey, what's that? Hey, good luck.
That's so dumb.
Oh, help.
Come on. Let's
you.
see you catch these.
And like the side, it's just like they're not giving me the good moves yet. I can tell. All these moves are just bullshit.
Like so.
Well, that was good.
Keep at it. You're finished.
Oh, it's pretty weak. Cool water effect. Weird but cool.
Have some of this.
Got something for you.
Next.
It's like they're not very. It's this is a boss battle, but they're not really putting a lot of like damage on my guys, which is good. I wonder if that would actually work. That shit never works.
This one's got bites.
Good, yes.
You want some?
Like so.
I think though that I'd have to find like the worst RPG games. That's what I should do, is the top 10 worst RPG games. Yeah, and they come back like right away. It's like stupid. The gimmick is like, we spent all this time putting it out of balance, but honestly, it might be better just to freaking just wail. What, 70? That was not good. No.
You son of a... Got something for you!
You want some?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I think I got this. We're not gonna even make it too complicated here. Oh shit. I don't have a freaking health. I don't have a life. Uh-oh. Well, we better... I didn't stop to get recovery, whatever they call it, recovery juices. Nah, they're cute. I agree with that. I think they're cute.
So much for that.
Thank you.
Oh, very
What the
well.
fuck?
Turn it around.
There we go. Pull it together.
Got something for you.
Payback!
Farewell.
That doesn't even count as exercise. Experience strength.
I guess you can't teleport in a dungeon. I need to go back and... Like, this is kind of cool. That's another trope for RPGs, though, is like the whole level is like you're walking around on sunken boats.
Oh, very well.
Come now! Some effort, please! Thank you!
I wonder if I can run. Yeah. I hope that they... Well, we'll see. I'm not in a good place here. So...
Quiet, everybody.
Yes, exactly. The former king's idiot son is utterly incapable.
He better have a
of
damn
making up his
worm in.
mind.
If he's just a political dissident, I mean, just throw him in jail. That's what you do with political dissidents if they get too rowdy.
But I...
Very well. Just keep a level head, Lord Counselor. You still have time. Focus on making steady progress.
I shall. And if...
Oh, yes. And he rewards his capable allies most handsomely. That I promise you.
Music to my ears.
And yet you demanded a contract written in the Duke's own hand. Not the most trusting of men, are you?
Is something the matter?
Nothing of import. The Duke is pleased with your work thus far. Just see that you make steady progress.
I will not fail you.
Farewell for now.
The conniving vixen. Who does she think she is? Still, if I play my cards right, my dream of sitting the Eucrisian throne may yet come
So
true.
he's power hungry. He better have a damn something. I mean, it's just like, wow, what are we doing here? He's just like he's just an asshole. We're gonna go kill this guy. He's just an asshole.
The woman in the mask? Who is she?
You can't just go around killing assholes,
Saw
people.
her at the Rune Barrows.
Being an asshole isn't a crime unless you do a
Not as
crime.
interesting as the story.
Assholes do crime all the time. And I'll tell you something about assholes or crime is that not every crime doer is an asshole. Some of the best people you know commit crimes because they're dumb or I don't know. There's a million reasons.
Here it is.
It appears like... So we just take this and hustle
Some
our
of the
boats
best
out
people
of here?
commit crime.
Yeah.
You know, the world
scholar guy would know
kind
what
of
to do
like
with
pushes people into crime doing, not on purpose, because we don't want crime, you know, but like the way that systems are set up, some people have no other choice, and they get to the point where they have nothing to
There can be no mistake.
offer.
This
no,
is a contract
nothing
drafted
to,
by Dukes Aldrich.
you know,
It's
no,
written
there's
in the
no
same hand as
they
his
just
letter
stop
to King
caring,
Yuma.
you know, or they
Then
stop.
we have proof of Harlan's
Nothing to live for,
betrayal.
I guess.
We do indeed.
So now Euchris is gonna fight the Empire, right? Right?
Because, if you commit crime when you're young, the
Will it,
government
though?
and the way those things are set up, you may never get a
I
good
think
job.
we may
you may never
require
be
one
able to
more
work again
push
in
to
a,
help
in a
our
proper
king
kind of
find
environment.
his...
What kind of
You
push
may
are
be
we
locked in
talking
because the
here?
decisions you made when you were a teenager or, early 20s,
If I may, Commander
you may be
Noah,
locked into a
I
life of
have a
crime
little
for the rest
job
of your
for
life.
you.
And if you want to actually make money, if you want to provide, and,
Very well.
there's another argument
shall
I would
head to
say
the
about drug
palace
dealers,
straight
and
away
that
and
is,
sow the
they're making
necessary
money.
seeds.
That's one of the reasons why the American economy is so strong. It's because when the things are down and the regular economy is in the shitter, sort of like case in point, I don't know about right now. Right now it's crazy,
Gotta
but
be honest. I'm
it's
not
always
sure what
crazy.
to make of this
But,
plan.
There's a
Millerich
strong
clearly
backbone
has
of
something
drug
in
dealing,
mind.
drug dealers
Are
dealing
you
drugs, and
feeling
that shit, that
confident
money
about
is
those
gigantic.
acting
They don't do a
chops,
lot
Noah?
of statistics on it, but they have some. And it is enough to support the American economy
You
in
can
times
do
of
it.
trouble.
Unfounded confidence
When
is
there
an
is
actor's
times of
greatest weapon.
trouble, just call your favorite drug dealer up. Keep that
The
money
commander of the
flowing from
Alliance
hand
can
to
do anything
hand
if he
to
puts his
keep
mind
the
to it, yes?
economy going. Drug dealers.
Sure.
Not that I know any. I've given up. I'm not 16 anymore, but I mean, there's something to be said about that. I think it's not totally right. I do feel like people don't want to just play nice, and that's some of the problem. Is that they just choose to, what am I doing now? Oh. What the hell? I just missed that whole story talking about drug dealers. I sung a song. Ooh. Drug dealers, you'll keep us strong in times of trouble. Keep that money flowing hands. Changing hands. Keep that money going. My point is drug dealing and the drug markets make America strong. Our economy strong. Because we always have that to look back on.
Well then, Your Majesty, have you made all of you, Chris? Oh, in fact, I understand that
I'm endlessly impressed at your ability to vomit out nonsense you don't believe in. Oh, you're a politician born and bred. Or perhaps merely a swindler.
How many times
He's
must I
just an
remind
a-hole.
you that you are... Your Majesty, in light of the Countess's continuous
Like, just because he's
interruptions,
an a-hole
I suggest you have her
doesn't mean
removed.
anything.
Your father would not have tolerated such impudence from a guest. Of that I am certain.
But if anyone is removed here, it will be you, Lord Harlan.
What?
You're up, Noah. Go get him.
Lord Harlan is a traitor who has conspired to sell out Euchris to Dukes Aldrich for his own personal gain.
Treat. Personal gain?
What? Who do you think you are? The fact you cobbled together some pathetic army out of defeated troops gives you no right to speak to me so. Unless you come bearing proof of this outrageous claim.
My proof is this contract sent by Dukes Aldrich to Lord...
He better have some
Should
kind
Lord
of warrant in him,
Harlan
though. That's the
secure
thing. It's just like,
Euchris'
man,
surrender,
he's just
he
a
shall
freaking
retain his
conniving
wealth
dick.
and
Put him in
status.
jail.
And it's all right
You don't have
here
to be
on the
involved
page.
in this. This is an RPG.
This, well, the handwriting does seem to match the letter I received from the Dukes.
You damnable varlet! Where did you get that? Oh,
It's like did you see him do that little hop? That's like when RPG characters are mad, they do that little hop. And it's like, it's unspoken language for like anger or like, outrage or whatever.
no.
But in real life, like, what if people did that? Like hopped up and down when they were
Seems
mad.
you
I mean,
are
I
familiar
certainly people
with this
do hop up and down when they're
document,
mad.
Lord Harlan.
A lot of stamping foots. That's something that people do. But like,
You
they just
betrayed
move the
me,
character
Lord
up and
Harlan.
down,
Betrayed your king.
Everything I have done was for the benefit of you, Chris. You must believe me. I...
Cassius!
Guards! Prepare the special chamber for Lord Harlan. I have a great...
Yeah, they're gonna put him in jail. I just don't. This isn't really that intriguing. He shouldn't be freaking under a spell or something.
Get him out of here! No!
He's just an a-hole.
Do you understand now? Now that you've seen the contract, our Duke's Aldrich, the man has no intention of allowing the Sheerith dynasty to continue.
Such treachery.
If the Dukes was willing to do away with the royal family, what would he have done to us?
Guillotine. It's designed for that singular purpose. The guillotine.
I choose to do all in my power to help Commander
How long
Noah
does
of
the
the
head
Alliance.
stay alive
He's a
after the
man I
guillotine
can
does its
count on.
job? They say 30 seconds, maybe 30, maybe 10 seconds. They don't know. They don't know.
And I will fight at his side.
We don't know how long the head stays alive. It could be way longer than you think. Way longer than we think. It could be. "30 seconds to a minute. It could be 6 minutes.
Apologies,
It probably
Par,
isn't.
there might
There's
yet.
all this like cortisone that gets flooded into your brain when that happens. And like you don't have any oxygen coming in, so it's like you probably get lightheaded, like
Well,
to the point of passing out almost immediately.
I knew Yuma struggled with Still, we've done all we can. Just stay out of the back chamber.
What's in the back chamber?
Oh, come on. I bet there's rows of beds in there. You can spare one.
Fine, but just the one.
Ooh. There's only one. What are they doing in there? So that was a pretty anticlimactic boss situation, though. It's like sort of... I fought the boss. There was a gimmick, which is fine. I like gimmicks. It wasn't a very hard boss. I mean, honestly, I probably could have just like wailed on the singular boss and not done the gimmick at all, and it would have been fine.
Noah,
Are you all by yourself?
I am. They changed the guards around this time, which gives me an opportunity to slip away. It's been my chance to go on little adventures ever since I was a child. Not that I've ever left the palace grounds or anything. That would be much too scary. In fact, this right here is about the extent of my adventuring zeal. I spoke to Melrich and learned of how you and Periel snuck into Harlan's manor to secure the contract. Periel really trusts you, doesn't she? No. How I envy that. So, you don't deny it. You're just the sort of person she likes. Always moving toward a goal. Blazing a path to the future. I adore Periel. The way she's always spoken her mind, even when we were children. Despite growing up in circumstances not unlike mine, she's never afraid to be herself and do what she wants. She's ever pushing forward.
Well, I'm from a small village, so I can't imagine what you've been through, but you look like a fighter to me. Is that not the case?
Oh, heavens no. I'm worthless. Everyone thinks so, and they're quite right. Oh, I made a few clumsy attempts when I first inherited the throne, but I was never able to rule skillfully as my father
It's probably because you
did.
don't have a nose for it.
And now, at the time of my country's greatest crisis,
Like, what
I
is up with the
still
shape of
can't
his head?
make
I
up my
see the
mind.
image of, like, up close. The detailed. He has a nose there. It's a weird little, like, post-op kind of
Instead of deciding,
nose,
I fixate on all the
the
tragedy
in-game
my
character doesn't
decisions
have a
might
nose.
cause and simply freeze.
Why? Where the
Harlan had the right of
nose?
it.
That isn't true. That just isn't true. You aren't a bad king at all, Your Majesty.
What?
You are absolutely and completely wrong about yourself, and you mistake your kindness for weakness. I know how hard you work at being king. I know better than anyone, so please don't speak ill of yourself. It's everyone else's loss if they don't understand what a wonderful ruler you are.
Thank you, Eiyuden. But I will never live up to my father.
There's wisdom in her words, Your Majesty. People have you wrong. Indeed, you have yourself wrong. Now, I grant you may not currently be ruling with the skill and finesse of your father. But you're holding yourself up to a mark. Surely you can see it. A fledgling knight is no match for a hardened veteran. And yet, a future. And I would not have you discard your soul.
Oh, Mel. Eiyuden?
Oh, forgive me, Your Majesty. I was I will accept.
Then your punishment is to tell me the truth. Do you really believe I can become a good king?
Of course I do. You will be a kind king, and a great one. I'm sure of it.
Thank you. I will. Or at least I shall try to.
The king has emotional problems. Oh.
I cannot express what an
Who are these
honor it
people?
is to fight alongside a man of your esteem, General
I
Goldwyn.
don't even know. They're throwing so many characters at me. I forget where I'm at. Who am I? Who am I? Where am I at? Be right back. I gotta get the mail.
Hmm.
All right, let's get on with it. What are we doing?
If I may, General, I hear we'll be entering Eucharist territory soon. When do you anticipate being able to report our victory to Dukes Aldrich? I must contemplate how best to compose the message.
It is folly to contrive victories from unfought battles. A warrior must approach every enemy with equal sincerity.
But who could Eucharist field who has any hope of victory against you?
General Cassius is a steady hand who commands the love of his men, and I hear the kingdom is home to another formidable man, and also...
Yes?
I take to the battlefield for our Emperor. Despite the great pains Aldrich went through to convince His Excellency of this campaign's merit, I do not fight for the Dukes.
Oh, good morning, all. I take it you spent the night here?
Guys, you are not gonna believe this! Periel? How?
Loose lips, darling. Come,
What the
Noah.
hell just
we're
are they
leaving.
talking about? Because I think my innuendo joke is like, oh, that's too. It's like, oh wow, okay. Wow. Okay.
Announcing His Majesty, King Yuma.
I got the hay fever. It's hay fever.
Have you reached a dis...
If you require a messenger to go to Dukes Aldrich, I am yours to command.
This is it. What's it going to be?
I come bearing urgent news.
Your Majesty, it seems an Imperial Expeditionary Force has been sighted. It is under the command of General Goldwyn, and outnumbers our army 2 to 1.
Double our numbers, and General Goldwyn.
The man is said to be invincible.
Your Majesty!
I've always been a worthless man, Periel. I am incapable of making decisions and paralyzed with fear of how others might view me. I have ever been a coward. I acknowledge this. General Cassius?
Yes, my king.
Melrich?
Your Majesty.
For a period of 2 weeks, beginning now, I entrust to the 2 of you the entirety of my royal authority. You are to make every decision, for I have no doubt you... Call it a coward's conviction if it please you. Regardless, it is the best.
What folly is this? Has His Majesty taken leave of his senses?
Oh, he's gonna go on an adventure.
royal authority to a mere general and a lecturer at the studium? Say the word, your majesty, and we lords are ready to lead in your...
The both of you must refuse this. It will plunge the kingdom into chaos.
Folly from your fool of a king. Yet all the more reason to do it. Pitiful I may be, but I bet.
But
Are you quite certain?
The humidity in that building would be so high, it would be hard to live in there. I mean, look at the water. That exposed water, like your skin would be
After
like,
all,
I can't imagine.
If that is your choice, then were you to do
It's like
such
a cool
thing,
idea, I guess.
I believe it
water in
would
the,
be for the sake.
Your Majesty.
You know, the whole thing's built on top of a lake. That's, I mean, it's cool, I guess, but I just feel like it
long
would,
have I
you know, your
sworn
skin
my
would just be a
service
wreck
and
after being in there
loyalty,
for a
but
day or
now
two.
I pledge it anew
A month,
to
a
you.
week.
I
Oh.
shall answer the trust.
Maybe not. Maybe it would be like the best thing. I know people do live like that. I just living in high
I do not
humidity
know
houses
my
and
talents.
buildings
In
is
fact,
like
it
it's bad for
speaks
your, it's
whatever
hard.
shreds
Your
of
skin
wit
will start itching your ears and
any
bleed,
of this
the
gives us a
skin will come
chance
off. It's
against
great.
the
It's great.
Empire.
It's great. Great.
Your Majesty, it's not too late. We can
You could, like,
still
fish
draft
right
the
from
letter
there,
of
I
intent to
bet.
Dukes Eldrick and...
It looks like
Cassius.
it's flowing too, like it, but it's not flowing in any kind of like whatever. I'm looking too deep into this.
Any hope of successfully
It's just
defending
a,
this kingdom
you know,
will
it's just a
require...
cool looking thing.
The army will be mustered.
We live in the
and
Pier
the realm's
Castle,
efforts to any who...
bro. You can't even make a basement. Where are you gonna put? Where's your jail at?
We did it! Now we can finally fight back!
I'm not certain such jubilant optimism is appropriate. As General Cassius noted, it will require all the strength Euchrist can muster to have even a chance of victory.
Then we'll prepare for a tough fight.
You play as Noah, not the Noah from the Bible, but a different Noah.
Yeah, reeling that.
Spelled
Then
different. He
allow
doesn't
me
have a
to
boat.
formally-
He might have a boat.
You shall have it and
later.
more. We'll return.
We're gonna go talk to Jacques.
I shall contact Emir and have him come in.
Send me. I'll get your message there safe.
Shall I set this in motion, Commander?
Who the hell is
Do
Jacques?
it.
Is this old dude Jacques?
Yeah,
This game is like,
go
oh,
beat
you
him like a
like
dirty
lots of characters. Well, we're gonna keep throwing
We are
characters out to you
certainly in for
until you don't even know
surprise.
who you are anymore and what you're, what's the story. Well, like we're a million characters.
Our victory is
They all have their
assured.
own
The
backstory
mighty
too.
coach.
I do like the idea of like equipping all these characters with different stuff because they have different different kinds of I guess classes or jobs or whatever you want to call it.
You ready, Noah? I think Periel already took off for the palace.
Let us review our... We face a war of attrition. Unfortunately, Haishan was not built to be easily defended. Therefore, we must meet the Imperial host on the field and strive to...
I mean, this kind of
emplacement,
you would probably want to
General
use a navy
Cassius.
to kind of like ice them out, I guess, and then you would run the army to the land side, and you place the navy on the water side,
which is why this first battle is pivotal.
And you wouldn't let anything go in or out. You just hold them siege, and you don't have to fight. Just hold them siege.
We must whittle away.
Which is where we come in.
Correct.
The only place that wouldn't work is like France.
We're ready.
they'll just hunker down and eat like
Melrich, Noah,
pig intestines and drink wine.
Thank you.
And you know what I mean? They'll live off
correct.
of
this battle may be
over.
Wine
crap that they make in their little town because they've been through it.
Reporting,
especially
sir.
Perry.
The Imperial Army has arrived.
Then we'd best get started. Are you ready, Commander?
Let's do this.
Oh, I got a war going. Okay. They're gonna mix it up. I like how they mix it up. Like I was doing battles, and then that dungeon was kind of like lame. The dungeon was lame, and that house I thought was gonna be like cool. But we got to the house, there was nothing there. It was just a crab. We fought a giant crab, which is fine.
So it's
giant crabs, of course, are good enemies. Crabs are terrifying. If they were the size of Mack trucks, if they were the size of tractor trailers, they would eat you. They'd rip you in half and eat your insides. What the heck? We ain't gonna lose this?
It is an honor for you to...
I mean, literally, they have 3 armies, and
the
I
road
have
tank
1.
isn't really designed for solo combat. It requires a lot of infantry support, so...
I was not speaking to you, soldier.
As you command, sir. Hildy, Valentin.
At once, Lieutenant.
By decree of the Emperor.
It's time. Get.
Looks like we're up.
To battle!
Flanking maneuver. I like that.
What?
Ooh, it's none of that crap.
Fantasy tactician signal. Up.
An ambush. This is the moment we've been.
All forces!
Shields up!
Are the troops holding up? We're ready to move whenever.
You forget yourself.
General Gold.
Your reputation.
To ease all wounds.
Retreat!
Oh, who do we do? Okay, can I do this? No, I can only do this. So we're gonna go. You know what? Shit. I think I want to focus my attack on... Yeah. And then we're gonna just, well, let's just, you know. That's it. Let's start this. Let's kick this pig.
Pull yourselves!
Are we ready?
Oh, yeah.
Enemy in sight.
On your order.
Attack!
I might lose this battle. I got hay fever.
Withdraw!
I'll have you be quiet there. That...
They're resisting, are they? Counterattack! Don't let them overwhelm you!
I don't think I'm gonna be able to win this.
Decided. Let's go, fellas!
Shoot! Sorry, guys. It's over.
Is this all we could achieve?
Lost. If you have... What? Earning the true strength of our foe, we maintain addition.
Nice job, Noah.
Let's not press our luck. An overzealous...
All units, fall in! Now, we return to high...
Oh boy, I didn't fail. Whee!
We did it! We sent him running for the hills!
And more importantly, everyone is safe.
Not everyone. Did you see that there was a lot of dead people on that field? There was literally 100 dead people on that field, and horses and all
It
kinds
is
of
only
shit.
one battle behind us, Your Majesty. The war ahead will be nothing to celebrate.
Those people had families. They're not going to get fed tonight because you had to go to war. What is it good for? Well, not very much.
It disheartens
Daddy ain't
me that
coming
our
home
ambush
tonight.
did little to face General Goldwyn's troops. He truly is the military titan, they say.
All
Yeah,
because you guys
even I've heard of the guy.
You failed to
So I
have a
guess
conversation
today
about
didn't
it.
amount to much more than an ugly
You failed
introduction.
to have negotiations or diplomacy. So you had to draw
Let's not
swords. You couldn't
diminish the
just talk it out.
significance of forcing a retreat in our
You are
first
all
battle.
punished.
I've already made arrangements to inform the other members of the League, and trust.
If I may, who are those
I do
other
think that
reinforcements?
the battle
And why
system
did
for
you not
that
mention
large-scale
them?
war will be cool when there's more, when I have more, like, units. Right now, it was like 4 to 5 to 1 or 3 or something, 4, and it was like, it was okay, but I want to take out that tank.
I'm guessing you mean me.
Allow me to introduce Captain Bernard Sawad of the White Sands Mercenary Company. I reached out to him some time ago to secure his services.
Oh, and if you're worried about the mercenary part, I promise you this. A Sawad never breaks a contract.
You hired these sellswords, Melrich?
Sellsword. What a term. Why not call them hirelings?
I managed to divert some funds their way, yes. A bit from the royal treasury and more that was earmarked for the studium and archives. I figured the forthwith confiscation of Harlan's estate would sufficiently refresh our coffers.
Well, I suppose I did give you my royal authority, but I'm still pleased to see you wielding it with such wisdom. Just do see the ledgers end up balanced, yes?
Don't spare it another thought, Your Majesty. That's something I'm quite
the
confident
accountants.
I can manage.
Oh, the accountants
Yep,
will be
still
cleaning up
incorrigible.
the wreck.
Something on your mind, Sane? You're wondering what will happen if Eucharist falls, aren't you?
Its downfall seems inevitable, considering the League.
Just like Duke Aldrich wants, I bet. You're thinking about it again.
In part. But mostly I intended to make a name for myself and House Kessling as an Imperial officer. I believed that was the right thing. It's what I thought.
Your brother.
Yes. But now I'm not sure about anything anymore.
Sorry to interrupt. Look, we've all got 'em. Ties, I mean. Obligations. I know all about yours, Sane. Little by little, they tighten around your neck until one day you wake up and realize you're wearing a noose. All part of growing up, I suppose. At these times, the times where you have to weigh your friends and your loyalties and you're young.
This is getting a little...
Paul, thank you both. Hildy.
A messenger just arrived bearing urgent news from the homeland, Lieutenant.
What?
I'm still verifying the information. It's possible this is but a rumor.
This is not some piece of idle gossip, man! You're telling me the Emperor has been assassinated?
That is, yes, that's what I've heard. But all the more reason to swiftly complete our occupation of Haishan while we wait for the late Emperor's
The Dukes has not issued them?
I mean nothing by it. Let us...
Rise and shine, Noah. The new day has dawned and everyone's gathered at the palace.
battle of attrition continues. Our ambushes in the last fight took a modest toll on the enemy, but we still remain.
This time, Noah's allied troops and the White Sands mercenaries will fight on the defensive line. Hold a keen edge out there, both of you, and be ready for anything.
If there's one thing the White Sands know, it's how to hold a keen edge.
And your troops, Commander Noah?
Ready to go.
You darn tootin'! Facing, coordinates, wind direction.
Euchrisians!
How draw for today? In the name of His Excellency, the Emperor.
Listen to me, everyone! You may have heard the rumors already.
Then it's true.
Dukes Aldrich, I have had ample of. Therefore, pursuing it would be... This is not an order, but on this day...
Your family's soldiers are true to their house, Lieutenant. They step and they're all fools.
So what does that...
The woman respond...
Thank you.
Disarray in the
What does this mean?
Look!
I do not understand what is happening. Protect that company of turncoats!
That company is under the Kessling boys' command. The lad takes after his brother.
Engage the enemy! Give them all you've got! With me! Charge! Retreat!
General Chapel.
I cannot but...
No. Until that happens, all units.
Yes, sir.
Do as you will. I shall...
General Goldwyn's lead.
By projection, I assure you. Which means... Someone! Fear not!
For the glory of the Empire!
The enemy flees! Victory is ours!
Oh man, I've been commentating this whole thing. So I moved my army in a way where I'm not really engaged.
Enemy unity destroyed. Continue fighting.
Oh, we get the tank on our side? Neat.
Well done. That's one unit wiped out.
They're basically just pincered though. This is gonna be easy, right? So. Oh, I didn't even need to do it.
Indeed.
I would have gone in for the kill though, because that's another Art of War thing. It's like, if you got your enemy in a way that, in a situation where you can take the kill,
Noah.
kill them so hard that they'll never come back.
You can
And
put
it
it.
doesn't mean like, and a single person that's
You might
just
be
death, but
longer for this
in like
world
a battle,
than I
you need
thought.
you need to destroy them so bad that they'll never come back at you ever again. The Art of War.
Protected.
If your enemy knows where you're at, don't be there. It's like, I'm trying to, like, it's funny because I guess that I'm a little bit, because I've played like games like this before.
The Imperial
Like not
Army
like that,
has
but
quit
like
our
games
territory,
like big
Your
war games.
Majesty.
And it's just like, it's all that kind of stuff. So it's like, this is like just
Yes,
wetting my
Your
whistle. I
Majesty.
really want to get into
We
like
won.
a big old, where I can form the brigades or whatever, and
That's wonderful.
for the companies,
Yes,
and then
thank
go
you.
into this like,
I owe
this
a
battle.
great debt to you and the.
It's still like tutorial. It's still tutorial.
It was a mutual effort, Your Majesty.
And that's, I mean, it's not straight up tutorial anymore, but they're taking it easy on me. I want, I'm calling them out like,
You needn't shy away
want a
from credit,
challenge?
Noah.
Give me the
Our
challenge.
successes thus far are in no small measure thanks to you.
Give me that challenge.
Yeah, so let's see a little swagger already.
I gotta agree. Huh. We finally gave those imps the shellacking they deserve, and there's no harm in savoring it. Ha ha ha!
My concern is that I fail to understand what prompted Goldwyn's troops.
Oh, huh.
I fear I am as in the dark as the rest of you. However, I suspect.
Perhaps I can shed some light on that.
Same.
This Imperial officer and his people just surrendered to us, Commander.
I had a feeling it would be you.
A pleasure to see you again, Noah.
Been a while, Lieutenant.
So, thanks for switching sides and all, but, why?
I harbor suspicions which have driven me to leave the Empire.
Suspicions related to General Goldwyn's abrupt retreat.
Yes. If you don't know, His Excellency the Emperor has been assassinated.
Oh no.
What? The Emperor of Galdia? But why? How?
Dukes Eldrick is how.
While we lack solid evidence of such, the information we've gathered certainly raises the possibility.
So that's why they all turned tail and ran. Duke's guy must be a first-class moron. Way to make your move at the worst
I will return to the castle on the morrow. Our troops must be reorganized before we can carry on to Norrister. And you, Melridge?
Actually, I have received the king's blessing to make myself useful within the Alliance. If you are amiable, I feel I can respond more nimbly stationed at your headquarters.
So you expect our battle with the Empire to continue?
Oh, I believe it has only just begun. Duke Aldrich's ambitions clearly extend beyond the Galdian throne. The invasion of Euchris was simply a tidy way to displace the general for a time.
It certainly is beginning to look that way.
Goldwyn was ever the late Emperor's staunchest loyalist. Once Aldrich sent him far from home, he used that time to sow the seeds of a coup.
He's a ruthless and cunning man, and no mistake. But I dare say you may be his equal. It pleases me to have you on our side.
Oh, I don't think I am the cunning one here. After all, you didn't hand your army over to that Noah boy for no reason. This has been your plan from the start.
Yes, well... Still, if the Resistance army was led by the Countess of Groom, it would invite no end of tongues would wag about my agenda. I am but a commoner turned hero rising up against the Empire's tyranny. Now that's the sort of story that resonates with people.
So, what is it that you hope to gain from all this, milady? Clearly not prestige.
This game, hopefully this story takes like a weird turn later.
No.
They always do, right? So it seems like it's going to be, well, my hope is that it seems like it's going to be like, Empire, Rebellion, Resistance kind of story. But then, all of a sudden the ancient technology comes out of the sky and starts zapping people or something. We'll see. We'll see.
Now that Commander...
Okay, first, begin what? And second, aren't you supposed to be in...
King Yuma, in his wisdom, has granted me permission to serve the Alliance.
And seeing as I'm still under contract with a tactician, I guess I'm coming aboard as well.
Yay.
Not gonna complain about that. You fought like a...
Then it's settled. Melridge will be chief strategist and advisor to the...
Wait, what?
I expect no less than everyone's best.
What's going on?
Blink twice if you're still in there.
I'm pleased to see you filling those shoes, so I have far too many things on my plate as it is. Oh, and Ymir, you will serve as advisor to the new...
If you insist.
This is already way more fun than Imperial meet.
Shh, keep your voice.
I'd like to take this moment to formally offer... Galdea no longer pursues a righteous path.
Sounds like you found a new calling.
I have.
Chills, Zane. Chills.
Oh? I don't feel...
'Cause it's not.
Valentin. Not Valentine, mind you. There's no E in that.
I do hate to spoil the mood, but I was hoping we might discuss next steps.
He's asking you, kiddo?
Huh? Oh, I guess I do this kind of thing now, huh? Sure, Melridge. Go ahead.
As of now, the Empire has pulled its forces out of Eucris, but yet remains a heavy presence in Groom. We must be prepared for when Dukes Aldrich inevitably resumes his efforts to subjugate the League of Nations.
Which I'm guessing will happen soon.
There are two ways to effectively use the time we have left. The first is to gather as many allies as we possibly can.
If I might interrupt, I have an idea about that. What about
She who now?
the Shi'ars? As a mercenary, I've had plenty of chances to fight both with and against them. They're strong warriors.
A fine idea. As it happens, I've already secured the King's permission to use Eucris' desert checkpoint. Commander Noah, you should take Bernard.
Checkpoint's northeast of Haishan. From there, we'll cross them. I'll explain more as we...
Sounds good.
Now, as for the other, at this moment, the Dukes is no doubt engaged with fallout from the Emperor's assassination. Which means we need to keep that chaos churning. I have asked Lieutenant Kesling for his assistance in this matter.
We have already reached out to the late Emperor's loyalists in Galdea.
We think it's better for us to go talk to them, which means we'll be working separately.
Probably for the best. Many here in the Alliance will need...
They're going to split into teams, so I wonder if I'm going to need to...
Thanks, Leon.
You know,
The
run
others
those campaigns,
will come
which is
around.
fine. I'd actually like to. I'd like to see the story from the other side.
You can count on us.
Since there is 100 characters and they are breaking into teams, like why can't I watch the story from both sides? I probably will be able to. Maybe.
I will serve as a messenger, traveling back and forth between this castle and the Empire.
Probably want a little help with that.
Please.
Okay, I can. All right. So, yeah, we're gonna put that in there. I just want to see what his fighting is like. And that's it? Okay. So, who else?
General strength is yours, huh? Want me to what now? Just got a fresh read from the winds.
A little nervous, but okay.
The pleasure is mine.
I'm pleased.
Thank you.
Well, knock your socks off.
We'll try not to let you down.
Oh my!
2 simultaneous operations.
Pressure's on, Sane.
Technically, neither task is...
There he goes.
Yup.
To reach the desert, we need to...
Right. Without further...
I'll take you anywhere you want to go.
I thought I could switch. Oh, I had to talk to her?
Are you wondering how Lieutenant...
Yeah.
Are you certain?
I am.
Very well, sir.
Yeah, this is cool. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I'll be right back. So, just hold the phone. I'll be right there.
Lieutenant? Will you attempt to see your father, sir? As the Duke's men are certain to be watching, it will require sneaking in.
Another time, perhaps. How goes...
Second Lieutenant Valentine has been using his extra time here to scout locations. He's chosen a safe house in Lowtown.
It looks like you just walk around. Kind of just let your undercoverness slip there. It's like you can tell that people are going to join your party because they're holding weapons or they're detailed. They have a detailed character. Oh, where am I going? Where am I going? I guess we're going to come up here with the whole thing eventually. The whole kit and caboodle. Which probably means the Empire is going to join us against an even bigger enemy, maybe? I don't know. If this is the son of the Emperor, I mean, they have lineage problems going on right now. There's a guillotine in this kid's future, generally. Possible outcome. Guillotine. I guess the guillotine is always a possible outcome for anyone. The guillotine. You know, it's funny. They say it's the most humane way of killing a human being, which I honestly think is probably true. Even gas and injection take forever. You have, like, gas is basically just suffocation. So, literally, there's probably 10 minutes of just going, like, you know, and it's like, man, the guillotine is beauty. It's just like a big weighted slicer, and it slices the head off like a piece of meat. I guess we have to go under the bridge. Yeah, okay. Do I want to switch my rooms around, or I don't? We'll just do this thing. See, I think the question of how long the head stays alive is actually, like, if you... Basically, when oxygen stops flowing to the brain, you have literally seconds before you pass out. And it's probably somewhere between 1 and 30, I would say. And that's, like, the best. I mean, the only other way I can think of is just, like, those dudes in that submarine probably died real fast. They say it was, like, the time that it takes the pain to get to you is milliseconds. but it's like 40 milliseconds, but it actually only takes 10 milliseconds for the crushing to happen. So they didn't feel anything, which everyone, I guess, finds solace in. I don't know, so macabre. They were crushed. Fast. See, that might be better than the guillotine, because it's like under a second, basically. So maybe that's the most humane way to kill people. Dog. Wee.
Subtle.
See, the people in this empire like the emperor. They like the, they like the people that are in the government. They're talking about how it's like a nice place to live. They must be brainwashed. It's the Z. Yeah, I'm doing a series. I'm actually kind of interested to see where it goes anyway.
If you're looking for
honestly,
families
I
in the
probably
back,
wouldn't be doing this
can't
long of a
believe I'm
series
giving
if,
those troublemakers a place to hide again. Oh, but don't worry.
if I wasn't
Like how
interested
your
in it, I
family
probably would
chips
have
in
given
for the
up.
festival so whatever hot water you and Val are in is your business.
Am I? Yeah, I am. Back is back. I was thinking about making a video titled "The Propagations Top 10," 20 by 20 or something. I don't know, 10 by 20. I think I would play in that format. I would probably play up until first they can taste shields. Yeah, I don't want anything. Whatever. Oh, I do need but I was also thinking about, yeah, I might do it as a video. I'm put on YouTube. It'll be great. It takes a little bit if I'm going to do a multi-stream like that, it takes me a little bit of setup because I got to make sure I have everything, you know what I mean? Everything's working and I don't get, like, I don't want to start something in the stream and it's just like broken, you know? That's so dumb. So it'll take me a minute to like do stuff like that. I got to set it up. I was thinking about maybe doing, we were talking about it yesterday. I was thinking about maybe doing, like the 20 worst or something like that, you know, like because we were talking about how there's so many good ones, but there's a couple like sort of just not so good ones. Playing all 10 simultaneously. That would be an interesting stream. I mean, you know, it's funny if you wire the controller correctly, you could put input into every single, you know what I mean? You'd have to have 10 instances. But if you wire the input, you'd have one controller, 10 instances. You probably could do it. I mean, I don't know.
Huh? Say, ain't you that rich?
It would be interesting.
Sorry, no.
Nonetheless, like the Back to the Future 2 with the 9 screens.
You both made it.
What?
Good.
That could be like a new class of speedrun. Like you beat 10 games simultaneously. What's the time to beat, you know, these 10 games all at once?
Just because I made it into op.
What's this about?
If you mean is anyone after us, I pulled strings at the Intelligence Bureau to find out which factions have ill feelings about Aldrich's power grab. But ill feelings or no one's willing.
Not even General Goldwyn.
Nope.
Oh, the one that I
question how he feels.
Oh, you know what? We talked about Legend of Dragoons, so I got one. I'd have to do some thinking on. Like, I don't know, off the top of my head, I don't have a real good list. That's one thing I was thinking last night about that, is like, I'd have a couple. Well, RPGs. I was thinking about keeping it to RPGs around the PlayStation time, because that's sort of what we were talking about. So the top 10 worst RPGs of PlayStation era, but I think that might be a little bit... I don't know if you get 10 out of it. I'd have to look and see. There are some really bad... If we got into translations, there are some things that, like, are bad, but it's a lot of, like, because they never really got a North American release, they were never good enough anyway. I mean, that's when you start digging into, like, translations, there's a lot of crap that... I don't know if it's culturally or just... In Japan, they just don't. They have like a different idea of what they like to play over there. So there's things that like we don't like as a North American people, like North American, you know, kind of like market. But it's like it does work over there. So I don't know if you'd want to open it up there. You might be able to just find 10 mediocre. Maybe maybe you'd have to like up it to just mediocre RPGs. We just don't talk about them. It's like 70s rock, right?
General Goldwyn
Classic rock. Classic rock. We have like 60 songs we hear all the time, you know, on those stations. Do you know how many songs came out in the 70s? There's so many. We just don't listen to them or talk about them or acknowledge them anymore. It's like it's like there's just a lot of stuff that hits the like the, you know,
Paul?
It's not in the zeitgeist,
Bring
as it
him
were.
in.
Oh, well, wouldn't it be interesting to do the research? And I honestly also think that maybe the classification of what quote unquote bad is would have to be kind of defined too in that case, because if you think about it, like if it's just like a sequel that's just not very good, you know, like I don't know, I'm trying to think of one that's on PlayStation that's like a sequel that's just not as good, you know, or maybe the sequel was good and the first one was bad. Parasite Eve 2, yeah, that's a good one. We don't really talk about Parasite Eve 2 as a, you know, in the zeitgeist or whatever, in the well-known, like, we talk about Parasite Eve a lot. Everyone has reviews of that. Jade Cocoon. I'm writing it down. Jade Cocoon. I'm writing those down. You know what's funny about doing videos like that is that I find that, well, I have to do research, right? When you find 10 games that sort of fit the bill. I've never played those games. I've never played Parasite Eve 2. I played this first one a little bit. I have to actually, it'd be interesting to get into that again. And the other thing about Legend of Dragoon has this crazy following. People do like that game. So it's like almost like putting it on the worst list is maybe it's not the best place to put it. I'd have to do, like I said, research on the whole thing. We could also open it up to SNES games too, because there's a lot of bad ones on that one, especially if you get in translations. We could just open it up to RPGs in general. I don't know. This is Pamela. What is up? Is that like an unloved one, Terra Enigma? I've heard that. I've heard of that before. I haven't played that either. I was talking about how, like, you know, people talk about when you're a streamer, like, you'll run out of games. Bro, we'll be dead before we start running out of games. That's what I said. Like, we're not going to live long enough to play every game to, you know what I mean, to put... I usually put, like, at least 2 hours, right, a day or whatever into gaming. And if I did that every different game every day...
And they've got one head spin.
You know what? I might have played that,
actually. Two of you escaped from Aldrich's room lens research
there's a lot of like ones like that that just start out like they're good and then they kind of
Yes, sir.
peter out.
But then Ivy here came to my rescue.
I mean, this game that I'm playing right now is a good example. It's getting a little bit over.
Talked about what went on, and since
I'm like
being
totally
left in
checked
the
out of the
dark
story. I just don't. I mean, we're going to have to get pretty far into the story for it to even make any sense. It's just political nonsense. It's not like I want like fantastical worms inside of, you know, controlling people with their magics, and then you have to kill them, and they turn into dragons and blah 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 blah. This is like, oh well, we'd like to mine your natural resources and annex your country. And you don't like that.
Some of us
We killed the
villagers,
Emperor.
like
Who
my
cares?
brother and myself, are born with the power of remembering.
Oh yeah, Soul Blazer is good. Oh, and Illusion of Gaia is good. Yeah, no, you know what? I have played Terra Enigma then because I was in a time like into all that. Soul Blazer is good. Illusion of Gaia is good too. I know I said that twice. I had to kind of just
terrible.
There's a lot of, you know what? If you open the list up to SNES games, there's a lot of bad RPG on SNES, especially if you get into
my father
translated. Actually, now that we started talking about translated or SNES games, I want to like switch my stream over to that now. But I'm doing a series.
But why?
To finish this game.
Obviously not for anything good. When I heard all this, I figured there was only room
To sell
in
the
my
game, you
toolkit
just have to have a
smuggle
good
her
demo.
or her
And
brother
that is a
out.
lot of games just have that good demo. So that's like the first 30 minutes is like amazing. And then you know that gets people to buy the game, and then you get past that 30 minutes and it's like not complete, not thought out, doesn't look as good.
We nearly had a...
That's like a age-old kind of game thing.
Sorry about...
No worries. So we wouldn't want to tangle...
I know. I goofed.
Please, sir. My family and the other villagers.
I think the whole objective of a video like that would be like, is it really as bad as people say, or is it worth the criticism,
Duke's
or
actions violate
deserving of the
Imperial
criticism,
law,
or is it a hidden
might
gem?
be able to
We're
turn
trying
the
to figure
tide
out
by
hidden
making
gems.
this affair also.
Which I always find when I do videos like that, I end
Imperial
up like
Army, I know,
liking
would
a
never
little bit
stand
a
for this
game
kind
that
of
people like
behavior.
just dog on for just more than I thought it would.
So long as we're committing treason, might as well make it mean.
Or find a game that I'm just like never played because I was like listening to everyone talk about it and I'm just not that interested. But then I played, I'm like, where have you been all my life?
My apologies, Yelu. We may not be able to free your people right away. It may have to...
I'll take whatever help I can, sir. Thank you.
We can take the rune tank, most of the way to the facility.
Oh yeah, that's another thing about playing old games is like, what game did I just play that was like that that I just didn't want to play because it looked bad and it just was like something I loved back in the day.
Okay.
Can't remember it right now. You know what, the Morrowind Xbox port, the Xbox One, I played the crap out of that when it came out. I just played it again and it's just like I just need a mouse and keyboard. I think that control scheme is just whatever. Max Payne 2, or it was Max Payne 1, is like the first level of Max Payne 1 is good, and the first couple levels, but it gets really samey and, like, I don't want to say overly difficult, because I don't think it's difficult. It's just, like, samey. And you're shooting the same guys, and it's just like, and then they do ramp up the difficulty, but the levels look like crap, So it's like, it just wasn't, I just didn't feel it as I did when I was playing it as the first go around or whatever. Yeah, you know what, AC for me, I'll tell you, the only one I kind of like is Black Flag. I've played a couple of them. I don't like the control scheme at all. I could never get into those games because of the whole thing where I'm like trying to just walk around a corner and the dude's like climbing up a freaking wall, and it's just like, well, I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to walk around this corner. I just never liked that crap. I thought
My rune arms will smack the bad guys into next week.
Shadow Hearts. I don't think I ever played Shadow Hearts. Is that like a Dead Souls? Huh. I never played Shadow Hearts. That's an interesting looking game. Yeah. I'd have to give those two a shot, actually. I don't know when I would play them, but
let's get moving.
They seem interesting, actually. I'll put that on that other list. Oh, no, it's on there. You have it. I have it written down from last night. Oh, good. All right, whatever that is. Koldilka. Maybe when I'm done this series, I'll switch over to some SNES translated stuff. Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight. That's just your top 10 games in general? Hollow Knight. Oh, I hate Hollow Knight. I don't know what it is about. Well, I know what it is. It's just it's freaking I don't know. It's hard. It's too hard to be fun. Yeah, I mean, I know when you build your guy up. I don't know. I've gone through 2 rows with Shadow Hearts. I don't know. The first time I played it was on the Switch years ago, and it was fine. I think that I broke my Switch. Like I ended up getting stick drift and stuff. Like the controller just was like
kind of microtech.
It was a Switch Lite at the time, and it was like it looked nice on the Switch. That's why I played it there, because it, graphically the Switch is able to do that. But I think that all the inputs were just it just like broke the controls.
If that's where we're headed, we're in for one wild ride.
I'm sorry. I didn't know it would be so dangerous. But
we know what has to be done, and nothing will, even if it means infiltrating Aldrich's own stronghold.
Do you ever play a game called what is it called? Metal Max?
Right.
How long do I got on this? I got 2 hours in. It's definitely like up your alley. Here, I'm gonna do something. I might actually end up dropping.
This is
I'm gonna do something for a second. Let me tie off this YouTube video as part of the series, and then we can hop into something else. I want to show you some stuff, if I can. I should have. My problem is I don't know if I'm prepared to do this, so it might be a freaking disaster. But yeah, let me tie off this YouTube video real quick, and then I'll be right. If I have to drop the stream, I might have to drop the stream for a second, but I'll be right back. All right, that's been another Nothing to Offer stream, Eiyuden Chronicles. In this one, we did one boss battle. We ousted a political dissident, and we had a couple battles. They were all right. we sort of started the second iteration. I feel like this story's going to go on long, so we'll pick it up tomorrow. If you're new to the stream, thanks for coming. If you've been around forever, thanks for being around forever. Love you guys. All right, nothing to offer streams. Checking you out later.